Hey, Bobcat fans, Al Weston here. It's time for another Bobcat Coach's Corner. Got Rachel Pasko with us. She's the Bobcat Athlete of the Week. Congratulations, Rachel.
Thank you very much.
So, great race for you this past week. You were over in Alabama at Montevallo, the Falcon Classic. You personally finished 14th, the team 8th. It was a good time for you. It looked like a pretty tough course. All the times were a little bit longer than normal for us. Would you agree?
Yeah, the beginning was pretty flat, and then we go off across the street, and it's really hilly in the back. So we kind of had expected that to have a little bit slower times.
And if I'm not mistaken, that is the course for the Southeast Regional this year. So a nice little preview of that. You know what to expect in about a month or so, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be able to run the course beforehand because you kind of know how to race it the second time.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I mean, talking about the team in general, you go from kind of an emerging year for you last year, and this year now you're a definite leader, have led us at every race so far this season. And, you know, how is your junior season going for you? Are you achieving the goals that you set out for yourself?
I mean, absolutely. I just came in with, I want to be better than I was last year, just to work hard, and hopefully it would all pay off. Obviously it has. I PR'd in the 5K this year, so that's really exciting. And my 6K times are pretty good. We'll see where they are when we get to conference.
Speaking of conference, you've got a couple of weeks off now. Going to rest up and lick our wounds a little bit, get ready for that Peach Belt race up at Fort Gordon. Kind of a special opportunity there to run around the base. And you've done it before, though, already this season. Had the Jaguar Invitational up there hosted by GRU Augusta, as will the Peach Belt race be hosted by GRU Augusta as well. How did you feel about that course? Did you run a good time? Are you comfortable with what you're posed with there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's hard the first time out, but since we got to preview the course, it'll be like, okay, I know where I need to run harder next time. I was pretty happy with where I started out as the first 6K of the season, but we'll see where we are when we get there.
Now tell me about all these youngsters doing a great job for you and, helping support, get those extra points taken away from us, I guess, and because you want those lower scores in cross country. Tell me about the individuals. Are you getting a little bit more than you thought you might get from your teammates?
Absolutely. They come every day and work so hard, and it really shows because we have them in the top. A lot of them are in the top 5 and in the top 7, and they've been just a great addition to the team, and they're going to carry the team for a long time.
For those of you that might not know, Rachel, also a great academic student here at Georgia College, going to be going into veterinary medicine eventually. I know you have the interest in horses and all that, so we've talked about that on multiple interviews, so I'm not going to bore you with those questions. Let's try something a little different. We'll go, maybe your high school time frame, and tell me who was a mentor for you as far as running goes, either a coach or maybe a family member or something like that.
I think I kind of had two. My high school coach actually ran at Berry College, and he was just really inspiring. He always pushed us to work hard. And then also my mom, because my mom never ran when she was little. And then when I started to pick it up, she was like, okay, I'm going to do it too. So I just, watching her, progress, and really just, she inspired me to want to do better every day, because she's always there, and she always is working hard, and she's a good person to have to just look up to.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That should always be your role model, your parents, right? And she tells me all the time that she holds back for you when you guys run together. She doesn't really go out there and get after it to let you catch up. But tell me a little bit too about cross country in general, and at what point were you when you thought that hey, maybe I might be able to go to college for this and do this at the next level? Where were you when that happened?
I think it really came my junior year. In high school, I'd suffered through some issues my sophomore year. I had some back issues, so I didn't run most of the season. But then my junior year, I came back and I was like, I really love doing this. It's something I enjoy doing, and if I get the opportunity to do it in college, I'd love to.
All right, well, there it is, and she's doing it very well here at Georgia College. Tell me about a little bit of personality stuff. What do you do in your free time? I know you got the practices at the crack of dawn early in the morning. Most of the times you're done running by the time the sun comes out, and how do you fill the rest of your day?
Well, lots of homework, obviously, but I also have horses, so I do that in my spare time as well. Go out to the barn and just spend some time out there, and that's really how I relax.
And what is it that interests you about horses? I mean, how did you get started with that, and what makes them so special for you?
I don't know. we moved from Atlanta out into like a more rural area, and I just saw them, and I was like, I'd really like to try something new. So I did that, and for me, I think it's just, I love it so much because it's a relationship, and it's something that you can go out every day and you just have a relationship with an animal to be able to spend time with them, and it's really relaxing for me as well.
So between classes, studying, travel, we've got practices early in the morning, meets on the weekends, and horses as well. Is there anything what's your favorite show on TV?
Oh,
Good spot there.
yeah. I really like Castle and The Walking Dead, obviously.
Oh, very nice with The Walking Dead. I'm enjoying the new season. My wife and I are avid fans. And a lot of that actually filmed in Georgia, from what I'm told, as well. A little bit here at Central State here in town. Lots of fun trivia about The Walking Dead, and maybe we can talk a little bit about that off air. Well, there you go. Rachel Pasco, the Bobcat Athlete of the Week, and thanks for being with us, Rachel.
Thank you for having me.